out in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where they made diapers for the Procter & Gamble company. $10 an hour, 30 years of work, 5 kids, one of them was disabled, lived in a mobile home. Okay? They had no money. They lived from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, like most Americans do. But the interesting part about this case is that employees or early retirees of Procter & Gamble got company stock. So their entire retirement savings consisted of Procter & Gamble stock. And when they took early retirement at age 59, guess what? The Procter & Gamble stock was worth $1.2 million. So they worked their whole lives at $10 an hour. They bought the bear their 8th grade education and became to find a stockbroker. And of course the broker said, oh, we'll say we have a financial plan we're going to put in place. You folks are never going to have to work the rest of your lives. Here's how much money you can take out of your account without risk. And of course, what does the broker do? Invest them all in proprietary funds that had very low performance ratings, some of them which were the riskiest funds known to mankind. There are some of them rated high by Morningstar, high risk. We see the same scenario with people who are retired, people who are disabled, blind people, people who are sold securities that are infinitely more risky than they ever imagined, or there's short-term trading that takes place in the account. We'll talk about that in a moment too. But suitability often comes along with maybe excessive trading, so trading itself is risky. Or buying unsuitable investments like tech stocks, having a portfolio consisting of 100% technology-related securities on margin, which makes it twice as risky. You buy stock at 100, you pay for it. If it goes down to 80, you lost 20%. If you buy stock at 100 on margin, you put up $50, the broker-dealer puts up $50. If that stock goes to 80, your $50 investment is only worth 30, so you lost 40% of your investment. So margin intensifies risk. So when clients are sold securities that are inconsistent with their financial criteria, their age, their educational background, their prior investment experience, and their stated investment objectives, you can have a claim for suitability. Now, this is what happens when Sam asked earlier about what about the customer's prior investment experience? What problems do you have from clients? Well, the biggest problem you have from clients is that, first of all, I'm not smart enough to ask the 80-year-old couple about their E-Trade account because I didn't think they'd be on E-Trade at age 80 or on the internet in some chat room. So over the years, I guess it's been about 7 or 8 years now, I have a 12-page questionnaire that I give our clients, and I try to get all their background. But again, you're going to have clients that always don't tell you the whole truth because you're taking their case typically on a contingent fee. They want to tell you all the wonderful things about their case. They're really not. They're going to affirm. They're going to commit a fraud of their own. They're going to conceal material facts about their backgrounds, and often you don't find out about it until discovery. You find out about the credit cards that appear on their broker-dealer account statements, where they're going to Atlantic City and they're spending $5, $10, $15, $20,000. You see their credit cards where they have internet sites like stockpicker.net, surewinner.com, and where they're charging the monthly subscriptions to these internet services where there's speculative securities being bought and sold that they're buying and selling on their own, that they say it was the broker's fault because the broker didn't tell them no. Well, sometimes it's really unfortunate. You find out about those things in discovery because and we ask for it up front now. We've always asked for it up front, probably within the last 7 or 8 years. We want to see the customer's tax returns before we take the case. Why? Because the customer may say in their questionnaire that they have no prior investment experience, and then we look at their tax returns and we see, on Schedule A, and Schedule B, and Schedule D, other securities accounts. Other securities accounts which show a predisposition to risk. I mean, everyone they show up at our office is a conservative investor. But, they're all conservative. But you really want to find out if someone's conservative, you got to find out what did they do before they got here? What kind of investment experience did they have before this? What did they do while they were there? Did they have any other accounts? And probably most importantly, what did they do after they left? Because by God, you're taking risk before you got there, taking risk with accounts where this broker didn't have a gun to your head, and taking risks afterwards. And guess what? This broker just gave you what you wanted. You were predisposed to risk. You liked risk. We use an analogy. It's like going into a restaurant and saying, and at this restaurant you have a menu that you actually circle the menu items. You say, I ordered apples. I want apples. Apples are considered investments. That's why I ordered apples. But instead, the broker bought me bananas. And the bananas made me deathly ill, and I got a shock and an anaphylactic shock to the bananas. My throat swelled up. I was going to die. Because I said, well, I don't like bananas. Bananas are bad. But if I've got you buying bananas before you got there at another restaurant, and buying bananas after you left, and buying bananas somewhere else while you were there, and guess what? You like bananas. There's nothing to do with the broker. So it's really, really important